And what better to accompany your wine than a little cheese? Jess has recently been down to the Blue River Dairy Factory and talked with Sean Robertson about their award-winning cheeses.
Sheep's milk's quite an interesting milk. It's got a lot of health benefits, got a lot of goodness in it, so it's got a lot of minerals and vitamins and stuff that everyone needs. It's also higher in fat, higher in protein. So what that means for us is that when we make it into cheese, we get a lot more solids out of the milk, so we don't need as much milk to make a kg of cheese as you would for cow's milk. I guess it's not normal for New Zealanders to think of sheep being milked. We've had a big history with sheep, of course, and basically everyone knows about cow's milk and that's what they're brought up on. Once they try it, they sort of turn the corner and it's all good. Normally it would start at 5 in the morning. Then we would pasteurise the milk, put it into the cheese vats and make various types of cheeses out of it. Normally that would take till sort of 2-3 in the afternoon, depending on the types of cheese we're making. The feta cheese process is quite unique. The equipment that we use to make feta cheese is quite specialised, and the process that we've got for the feta cheese is really only applicable to that type of cheese. After it's in the moulds, we stack up the moulds and they get turned every half an hour for sort of 3.5 hours, so sort of 6 or 7 times. That's to make sure that they retain their shape and don't go all funny around the edges. So we do that with every stack of feta cheese, and then the next day we hope that the pH of the cheese has dropped to the right level, and from then we can put some salt on it. As you saw, we're making a couple of types of cheese today, and sort of the way it worked out, there was a few things happening at once, so the staff sort of have to be pretty on the ball. The curing of the cheese is a bit different. For feta cheese, it would just be put in a bucket with brine, and it would be matured in the bucket for anything up to a year in a cool store. But if we're making, say, a Curio Bay type of cheese, after it's been pressed and then brine salted for a few hours, it would be put in the curing room to mature at 13 degrees for anywhere up to a year. And we like probably the Curio Bay to be sold at about 9 months, because we think that's when the flavours have developed properly. The head cheese maker is Wayne Robertson, who's also had a similar history to me, except he's been doing it a lot longer. He worked also at Fonterra for 30 years making cheese, so we can use that experience. Feta cheese is traditionally fairly salty. We think we've sort of captured that, as well as we've got a really nice creamy flavour to our feta cheese, which sort of comes from the area of the country we're in. The region sort of provides that creaminess in the milk.
And I have sampled Blue River cheeses. They are delicious. So if you see them in the supermarket, don't pass them by.